Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Polki Bowl. Today I'm going to talk about the top things to do once you join a new company. See, joining a new company is like joining a new school, okay? I have a theory. I believe we never really grow up, okay? हमारा बस size change होता है, okay? Our material wealth changes, but we are still the same. We are all kids at heart. Ultimately, no one ever leaves school, is what I personally believe. I like to see the world that way. So when you go to a new school, treat it, when you go to a new company, treat it the same way you would go to a new school. What would happen, right? Because the first thing you're supposed to do when you go to a new place is understand the lay of the land. You can't behave the same way you behaved in your past place. You have to understand the lay of the land. You have to accept and act like you're an outsider, at least initially. And you have to, you know, adapt yourself to, the new social mores that are over there. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You have to be very flexible. You have to be very malleable, right? So let me put it that way, right? Your attitude should be of a newcomer who has humility, because even if you don't have humility, you have to show that you have humility, right? That is very important. What I would highly recommend is the first thing that you need to do once you join a new company is just straight up get on calls or just physically go out if possible. Meet everyone in your team, right? Of course, starting with your manager first. आपका ऑनबोर्डिंग होता है एचआर वेचआर से तो बात हो ही जाता है, फाइनेंस वगैरह से तो हेलो हाय हो ही जाता है, hello. But what is very important is you get in touch with your manager. Usually the manager gets in touch with like, hey, hi Saurabh, you're here, finally, so good to have you, we're excited to achieve great things together, like yes up. So with your manager, the first thing you're supposed to do is start figuring out your manager even before you have joined, okay? You have to, if possible, go through the LinkedIn as much as possible, okay? You have to see what, if they have a blog, if they have a personal thing going on. I'm being very honest, right? I'm not saying stalk, I'm saying research, because it's going to be one of the most important relationships of your life. Your boss will determine your mood for days, weeks, and months. They can literally define periods of your life. Boss is very important, right? So keep in mind, the moment you join a new company, you have to ensure the. I'm not saying jaake boss ka chatogiri karo, right? Like nothing of that sort. Firstly, I'm very bad at it. I've never succeeded at it. If nothing else, I should have been a bit more buttery towards my bosses. But what I'm saying is, you at least don't piss him or her off, right? Like you need to understand what they like, what they don't like. So start that process immediately. Start that process immediately. Very gently ask your own colleagues and team members and peers, like, hey, how is it working with him? Can you give me some tips? But not in a very nerdy manner, not in a chugly manner, but in a very genuine manner. Hey, like some good tips can you give me while dealing with, while working as this team, within this team and all of that. And if you ask nicely, people are going to say things to you, just by the way. So which will really help you, right? Like imagine you're on a treasure hunt and people keep giving you clues. So if you treat it that way, I think it works. There is another school of thought also where you're like, oh, you shouldn't care what your boss thinks of you. I think that's a recipe for not succeeding and achieving your goals. I personally feel that is what it is. No one ever succeeds without the boss being happy at them, or at least the super boss being happy with them, right? So I'm just saying that keep that in mind. Start with the boss. Second is become friends very quickly with people around you. You have to become friends with people around you, which is your peers, your colleagues, people within your team, starting with them. That's number one. Number two is you have to ensure you are friends with, people who you will be dealing with the most, right? You have to be friends with the team which is the most adjacent to you. For example, I'm in product marketing. The first thing I'm supposed to do is become friends with people in product marketing, and then you have to go and talk to people in the product team, and then talk to the people in the overall marketing team, right? Like the content team, the events team, the design team, and the demand generation team. And it could be any and many other teams, right? Of course, because I'm in product marketing, as because it is B2B marketing that I'm part of, you have to introduce yourself and talk to sales team. You really have to deal with them. It is extremely important. And I beg of you, do not get into all those WhatsApp jokes and stupid Instagram jokes, and do not underestimate the HR department. Like please become like, dude, even if you don't like them, you can't stand them, the HR department is going to be with you the moment you entered and the moment you leave. Even after you leave, you will have to deal with the HR department. If you have any maturity, okay, if you have any maturity, you will know, if you have any experience, you will know how important an HR department is. तुम्हारा company में, they can change your conditions very quickly. They don't seem powerful, they are very powerful. So at least don't piss them off, right? Like just be normal. So start with your current team, okay? Start with your current team, then go to the adjacent teams, then a second level team, and of course the basics, right? Like be good with the HR team. Like I have always personally had a lot of sympathy for HR teams, even when I don't think I've been necessarily been treated that well by them at times, but most of the times I think I've been treated very fairly and nicely. So I think working with the HR team is very, very important for you. I mean, just they already know about you, right? But just be like, hey, hi, I had this doubt, that doubt, and all of that. I'm settling in well. This is great. Can you solve this doubt? So you will have some mind share with them, right? So that I think is very important. The next thing you are supposed to do is go and get access to all the tools necessary. I know it sounds very tactical because it is, but dude, without any tools on your hand, without any accesses, okay, to different softwares that are used within the company, you are useless, right? And you are constantly gonna be dependent on other people. And when actual work falls on you in a week or two, what's gonna happen is you're gonna look like a clown, or you're gonna keep rushing around for access. You will get it at 5 o'clock, and the deadline is 7 o'clock. You don't even know how to work with the tool that well. So, or at least even if you do, you don't know the nuances of working with the tool in that particular company, right? So get access to all the company Wikipedia pages. Like wiki hota na, company ka wiki hota hai aajkal, where you get all the information in one place and all. Get all the access to it for your current profile, for your current role within your team. Get all the existing content that is there. तो जो नॉलेज ट्रांसफर बोलते हैं, जो बंदा क्विट कर रहा है, आपको उससे तो मिल ही रहा है, बट व्हाट इफ यू आर लाइक देयर इज नो वन बिफोर यू, दिस इज जस्ट अ कंप्लीटली न्यू रोल एंड यू जॉइन. There must be some literature that is there, and you need to get that literature. You need to speak, as I said, you need to be. And when I say, oh, be friends with other people, I am not saying go and come up with fake topics to talk about how was the weather, how was the game last night. No, it is just basically asking them, what do you do? How do you work? What are the expectations over here? What are your expectations from my role? You have to start with that. Of course, not that way. Like, अच्छे से ease into it, right? Hey, I'm Saurabh. I live in Mumbai. Oh, you're in Pune. Wow. That's nice. That's close by. कभी हो गया तो we can meet and talk with each other. I will never do that. It rarely ever happens. But लोगों को अच्छा लगता है ना सुनने में. मुझे भी अच्छा लगता है when someone says they want to meet me. But वो होता ही नहीं है कभी. Because if you're in a remote setup, unless the company arranges something, which is unfortunate. But the point is, be normal, be nice, and try to build a bond with people, and they will only help you at work if they like you as a person. Okay, I am at work, I do my thing, I send my work, मेरा काम हो गया ऑफिस में, एक थप्पड़ मारूंगा. ऐसे नहीं होता. See, a lot, the problem with India is na, majority of our people are एक तो entry level software engineers, majority of our service members, right, in the organized sector. So the attitude is also that of entry level coding people, or testing people, or whoever they are, which does not require them to really deal with a lot of people. Okay, let me assure you, you're not going ahead in life without dealing with people, whether you like it or not. So most people think working in corporate means just doing your job and going home. That's not how it works, bro. Forget like reaching the top. You won't even survive if you don't have good relations with people. I assure you of it. You are young. If you are young and you think that way, you have time. Change. If you are like 30, 35 and you think you don't have to deal with people to go through corporate life, I just hope you are like a security guard at a crematorium or something, because that's the only place where you're going to have job security, without dealing with people. So that's my staunch belief, right? Get the relationships intact, get the tech intact, find out what is the work culture like, find out what are the do's and don'ts of this place. Like I went from a company which had 15 bloody WhatsApp groups on for work. Anyone could call you anytime, okay, phone पे और WhatsApp call पे कभी भी कैसे भी message आएगा, to a company where they were like, you are never ever ever allowed to do any work related stuff on your mobile phone unless it is on the company messaging channels. You cannot use WhatsApp for work because WhatsApp is a personal communication channel. You can only use two places. Number one is your email, obviously, and number two is the company messaging channel, whatever that is being used. Right? It could be Slack, it could be Teams, it could be GChat or whatever it is. So that is extremely important. And if you want to call and talk to people, the only way you can do that is by calling on Zoom or Teams or Google Meet or something. So these video calling applications. That's it. You cannot phone नहीं कर सकते आप लोगों को. I joined that kind of a company, from a company where I have gotten calls from my bosses at 1 a.m. अरे भाई इसका क्या हुआ, उसका क्या हुआ. Okay, so that was a culture shock to me. Like, oh my god, like, and I was like, so can I never ever message you guys on WhatsApp? They're like, yeah, you can if you just wanna hang out with us or just wanna talk about some personal stuff. Then you can, as friends we can talk. But the moment you message me on WhatsApp, I'm assuming it's work non-work related, and if it is work related, that's unacceptable. So I was taken aback, like highly taken aback. So I was at this company for 2.5 years. I got two phone calls in 2.5 years. Two phone calls. And both of them were because I was supposed to join a meeting, which was an impromptu meeting, which was not set up. And I was away from my desk. And I basically got a phone call ki, hey, I know, this meeting wasn't set up, but we really need you in this meeting. Can you join in like the next 30 seconds? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll join. That's it. वो भी वो फोन करने के लिए बोला कि भाई तू जल्दी से Zoom call पे आ जा. That's it. So you see, this is the difference, right? Like culture matters. You have to understand what is acceptable, what is not. You have to understand what are timings of people. Just because you start working at 7 a.m., which I do honestly, doesn't mean everyone else starts working at 7 a.m. And just because you work till 11:30 p.m. or till like midnight doesn't mean others also do the same, right? You have to be respectful of others and how they work, and that could be team wise, that could be function wise, that could be individual wise. There could be individuals within every team that have different timings also, right? So you have to respect that, and to respect that you have to first learn that and then practice it, right? So I know this is some very basic advice, but you'll screw up if you don't know the basics of these things, right? And the the last thing I will say is, when you join a new company, remember you have to show quick wins. In your first 3 months, they will evaluate you. It's their job to evaluate you, right? Of course, they're going to evaluate you in the first month. Like, it won't be evaluation, it will just be a status check. कि क्या चल रहा है, सब ठीक, great. And 3 months later, they'll genuinely have an evaluation where they'll be like, okay, it's been 3 months, क्या सीखा, क्या किया. And if you show quick wins कि भाई ये बंदे ने आते ही फोड़ दिया है, that usually works. So, and quick wins need not necessarily be big wins. That's why I'm saying quick. Get some low hanging fruits. You see कि यार ये सीधा हो सकता है, ये process sort हो सकता है, या फिर ये execution जो हो रहा है इसको और fast हो सकते हैं, या फिर एक नया project है and someone else is not there, I can pitch in over here. You can definitely do that. That will really, really help you. Like, get some quick wins, because otherwise people are underwhelmed, and people, after like 3 to 6 months, other bosses are going to talk like, क्या हो गया, वो तेरे टीम में वो बंदा ज्वाइन किया. एंड यू विल बी लाइक, हाँ ठीक ही है, वो चल रहा है उसका, वो सेटल हो रहा है, उससे मैं एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा ज़्यादा. बट आते ही तूने 2-3 महीने में कुछ कर लिया, सो इट मीन्स लाइक पीपल आर लाइक, ओ वाह, ओके, ओके. विच इज़ वाई एवरी टाइम अ न्यू बॉस जॉइन्स, उनसे ज़्यादा डेस्परेशन किसी के पास नहीं होता, बिकॉज दैट बॉस वांट्स टू प्रूव कि हाँ आई कैन डू इट. एंड बॉसेस आर यूजुअली पीपल विद 10-15 years of experience, right? And they come on a high horse and they are like, we have to do this, दुनिया हिला देंगे हम. And it's understandable because they all follow the same philosophy. They don't have the grace period a junior has. They have to show in the first 100 days or the first quarter what did they achieve. What did they change for the positive in the company. So that matters. So keep that in mind. And lastly, just don't take disrespect in a new company, because the moment you bend over backwards right at the beginning, you will continue bending over backwards till the very end. I promise you of that. That's just human behavior. And I'm saying that because I've done it. I've done it, because when you're too eager to please, and later on you realize, yeah, this place and these people do not deserve me and my hard work. The what happens is you start tracking back and they're like, now you can't track back. This is what we have been expecting out of you. You're going to behave this way only. ठीक है, पहले दिन अगर आपको कोई टपली मार रहा है और आप कुछ कर नहीं रहे हो, तो आप जिंदगी भर टपली खाते रहोगे, याद रखना. Just giving a school wala example, coming back to my original point. So when you go to a new place, there will be those existing structures. Please remember, there's always a lot of inertia. Do not try to do dunya hila denge hum in the first 2 to 3 months. Do not do it unless that has been your specific role. So I'm being very serious. You join a new company, relax, ease into it. Once you become a part of the system, then you can suggest changes, because then people won't take it as an insult. Because don't be too honest when you join, by the way. Like, this has been my problem, where I always believed ki, oh, I'm so honest and frank, this is such a great thing. It's not. In your personal life maybe, but in your professional life, people are like, घर पे रखना अपना honesty. तेरे से पूछा क्या तेरे को हीरो, कल आया साले, हीरो बन रहा है दादा. So that's just human behavior. So I'm telling you right now, be very careful. ज़्यादा हीरो बनना की गरज नहीं है स्टार्टिंग में. Complete 2 quarters and then you start implementing, some radical changes that you want to make. You have to think about it, right? You will be like, ki, Are, you're thinking of yourself first and the company later. Sir, you will not be in the company only if you don't, behave yourself in the first 2 quarters. So that's something I'm saying. तो company को तो वैसे भी आपका फायदा नहीं होगा, है कि नहीं? So keep all of these things in mind once you join a new company. And yeah, I think this should really help you. And don't be too eager, don't be too desperate. Take it chill, be friends with people, get the tech stack done, sort it out for yourself. There are some places which will take 2 months to give you access. Some companies will give you access to important things in 2 days or 2 weeks for that matter. But do it. Learn about the product. Learn about the product. घुस जाओ उसके अंदर, या फिर सर्विस है तो सर्विस में घुस जाओ. नो अबाउट द इंडस्ट्री, पूरा न्यूज़ आर्टिकल्स पढ़ो, कंपनी लिटरेचर पढ़ो, पूरा वेबसाइट चार्ट लो अपने कंपनी का. इट इज़ एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट. सारे ब्रोशर्स देखो. इवन इफ यू आर इन द ब्लडी इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट, लाइक मैं काय को ब्रोशर पढ़ूँ? सर, पढ़ना होता है. You will never be part of the company totally, if you do not know the literature of the company. Even if you're in finance, you need to know what kind of products you are selling and everything. If you have a little bit of experience, you will understand why it is important for every department. Every department should know what the company does, what it is selling or not selling, who it is selling to, how it is selling, at what price point are we selling it, why are we selling what we are selling. So those things are very important. So do all of this once you join a new company, and I'm pretty sure you'll succeed, right? Yeah, let me know if I missed out on some points or if you disagree with any of them. This was Paul Gibol on the things to do when you join a new company. Thank you so much. We're very close to getting 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I just find it really amazing that we have reached this point. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I mean, this is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Take care. See ya.